Saying no. Niggas know how I'm bumming, nigga. Yeah. Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and load my K into that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some gang shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, y'all pussy ass a cat.
We fucking lied, my niggas.
Walk, tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep with.
Heart2Start Fantasy Podcast, man. Coming at y'all, man. What's today? Monday night. Monday night. Doing these top 11 through 15 running backs. You know, your boy Heart2Start Cam, man, coming. Hey, if y'all don't think COVID is real, which I'm sure y'all know by now, your boy battling COVID right now, man. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's how much you know I love this fantasy life. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna give it to y'all raw cut. I gotta throw my shades on because this light is messing with me. But you know what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, we gonna give it to y'all raw, man. Who we got in the building? The usual suspects or what?
Like a motherfucker, man.
Some of the most usual, most sought after suspects, man. You know how that go, man.
Workz, fireworks, you know, our expert. He don't. I mean, you ain't got to play football to know football, but, you know, if we're going to go from a playing standpoint, you know, you are expert. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean,
fantasy
as long
expert,
as,
you know?
And look, though, as long as the information is valuable, you know what I mean? I could take the Heart2Start expert on that, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, man. That's a hell of a tag, man. So I'm going to try to live up to it, man. For real.
We got Guccinni, Allen Iverson, JD.
Hey, the motherfucking the reflection off your glasses make it look like you the Furley ghost reincarnated.
No, you know who I look like?
Hey, shout out to my dog Fantasy Drill. He out in Chicago. You know what the Mac mean, man. So yeah, my guy with that hood on and that hat looking like he's ready to get the wiggling and whatnot, man.
Hey, you know, these. Anytime I see somebody with these glasses on, it remind me of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Damn it!
You know what I'm talking about?
Rabbit
with the
baddest cartoon character.
Not a doctor. Remember the doctor? What's his name from Back to the Future? And he got his eyes popped out. He used to wear these glasses. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Jessica Rabbit was the one, man. Shout out to her and April O'Neil, man. That was my first crushes. You know,
Ninja Turtles.
But I ain't even. I'm talking about the action figure April O'Neil. You know, when you was young and you had the Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? I was a little nasty dude, man. So.
Oh man, not the action figure.
I remember my grandma called me one time. April O'Neil had the you feel me, and she called me a whole bunch of pieces of papers. It's hella funny. You ever see Superbad, right? Where he was drawing the penises. I was drawing the dicks. I had a whole bunch of papers drawing the titties. I was drawing the titties. I just did that
crazy.
The little girl hit the thing out of his hand and the shit just fell all over the classroom.
Hey, I swear when I see that movie, I was crying, bro. Good night, son. Go lay down. This boy done jumped in the thing, man. We doing the potty, not the toilet. But yeah, man, it's we might have Wax jump on a little late, man. You know, he had some things to do, you know what I'm saying? Work calls, you know. But other than that, we're gonna jump into these 11 through 15 running backs, man. And we're gonna throw it at the bottom for y'all. Let's get started, man. JD, who you got at 11?
I got Gibson. I had to you know, I'm high on Gibson a whole lot this year. I think I got 2 shares of him right now. We just did the SBI draft. Shout out to Bogey and Smoking J, aka the Fantasy Fornicator. This our second year in a league. and it's a super flex league. Man, they upped it to 14 teams, but I got Gibson in that league, and I got him in the Heart2Start Dynasty League, man. And I mean, we touched on him last week because Big Brad had him. What you had him in your top 10? You had him in 7.
Workz. Where
7
you
or
had
8?
him? You had Gibson high.
Yeah,
I had Gibson. I think I had him at 8. If I'm not mistaken, I had him at 8.
Nah, definitely. I mean, I would take him. I would take him definitely at the say, like, if I had the 10, 11, 12 spot, I will go ahead and try and go double him up with Nick Chubb. You know what I mean? Right there on that turnaround. That's how high I am on him. He might not. A lot of motherfuckers might not be that high on him, and you might be able to get him a little later. You know what I mean? But that's how high I am on him. I would definitely pick him in the high second round. You know what I mean? To pair up with another running back, or even if I want to go get if I'm feeling froggy this year and switch my draft strategy up, and even just take a receiver or even a motherfucking even Kelsey. I'm starting to feel Kelsey a whole lot this year, bro. That tight end position, I think having that tight end that's putting up, 100 catches and pairing him with, maybe nothing but running backs after that. I think that, that's something that I'm floating out right now. You know what I mean? But just a couple of things that jump out to me off of Gibson's numbers that he put up last year. The boy had only 795 yards on 170 catches, and he only played 14 games. You know what I mean? So a lot of his numbers, he was in and out the lineup. They had Peyton Barber. I think we talked about that, or I said something about that last year at the beginning of the season last year. Or I said that last week, that Peyton Barber was, kind of cutting into his work and whatnot. But the main thing is not only can he's still learning how to play the position. I think we talked about that last week too. But the targets is going to be there for sure because he was a former wide receiver in college. You know what I mean? And he had 44 targets on 36 receptions. That's efficient like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, and to try and play the whole 16 games this year, I definitely could see that going up to at least 60 targets. And you give me 45 to 50 of them off 60, 65 targets, you know what I mean? Give me 500 yards, maybe 450 on top of maybe 1,000 yards rushing. That's a 1,500 yard combined season, and then them 11 TDs is what's really done jumped off. He damn near was scoring a TD a game. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of damn near average out to, 0.8. 0.7. I mean, what the fuck, bro? Even though TDs is hella unpredictable, but the way that the boy got his breakaway runs, that was another thing. So a breakaway run is 15 or more yards, a 15-yard run or more, and he had 8 of them joints, and he was 12th in the league, bro. So he got breakaway capability, home run capability when he touched that ball off that handoff, doggy. That's another thing. That's one of the main numbers that jumped off to me was them breakaway runs. So yeah, definitely, I'm feeling Gibson this year. He's somebody that I am targeting in my next, or I got 3 drafts coming up, or maybe even 4 more drafts coming up. He's somebody that I'm definitely targeting.
I mean, Workz, we know how you feel about him, right? I'm sure you know time, man.
I've spoke at length, man. Just
me
I'm
personally,
keep it short.
You see, go ahead. You let him know.
I'll just keep it short, man. The measurables and the talent is there, man. And, to get the given ability and the want-tos there, man. Gibson just got to put it together. So I'm expecting to see that over the next year or even 2, him put it together as long as he can stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it real. I think the recipe for success for Gibson is that great defense. You know what I'm saying? They're getting a lot of love. You know what I'm saying? That's a defense's best friend is the run game. Like JD said, Peyton Barber was there, but now who's there behind him? Not nobody that's a threat to run. That was probably one of their, things that they messed up on last year was not letting him run earlier. And then, like you said on one of the episodes, Workz, he was an ex-receiver. So just the fact that, I got him at 12, right behind JD at 11. I would have loved to move him up. But I got some of my hitters up there that I like. But I got him in a dynasty league. You know what I'm saying? I traded some assets for him because I believe in him. You know, assets is everything in Dynasty, but in redraft, you know, I would be happy to get him in the second, but it would probably have to be in the late second because that's kind of where he's going. I don't know if I would take him in the early second because of just how some of the receivers and running backs that are still there, you know what I'm saying, some of the players that are there. I don't think I got the guts to take him in the early second. But late second, swing around where I know there's 4 or 5 receivers that I can get. If I just grab him with like the, 3 picks left in the second round, I'll grab Gibson because I know there's some receivers that I could live with compared to some running backs that I would want to be there that might not, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm messing with Gibson for sure. And like I said, I like what they're doing over there in Washington. That defense going to keep, they got to keep people off the field. Fitz magic, Fitz tragic. We don't know which one's going to show up. You know what I'm saying? So that running game is going to be their best friend. And they still got weapons. It's not no situation where their best player is their running back. You know what I'm saying? And they're just going to focus on him. They got the number 3 tight end last year, Logan Thomas, Terry McLaurin, who we'll get into with these wide receiver rankings. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Samuel, if a new addition, if he can make it back from these little injuries that's messing with him. You know what I'm saying? They got some pieces over there, man. I'm looking forward to what Gibson gonna do. And they saying his injury might be behind him. We'll see.
Yeah, I've seen that where it said that he's feeling a whole lot healthier now. Definitely. And he was the one that opted out not to get the surgery. And him and Mahomes was battling that shit, and Mahomes got his surgery. On everything.
Who you got at 11, Workz?
I got Austin Eckler at 11, man. Highest rated receiving running back. And, just the fact that their offense already did what they did last year. I like to see that young bull out there, man, at QB mesh a little more with him in the run game. Get that run game going a little more because I think it's a lot of value with Eckler in that running game as well. So if they can find a better balance between him receiving and running the ball, man, it's the sky's the limit for that kid, man. Now that I think about it, one of the major things was his health. You got to be able to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? If he can make sure he can tote that rock 14, at least 14 games, maybe let's make it 15 since it's a 17-game season. He has top 10 capability written all over him.
Yeah, I love Eckler, man. If monster, if I can running back, it's kind of top heavy to me, but it's really like a top 15 though. You know what I'm saying? And typically you're playing in 12-team leagues, so 15 running backs. Everybody should have at least one good one. Some people like to have more. You know what I'm saying? At the time.
Lawrence.
Yeah, a lot of people like to have more and stack up on them. But Eckler, you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you draft him. I've seen people draft him. Well, I ain't going to say people. I've seen Wood draft him in the first round or attempt to draft him in the first round or early second. But you can't even be mad at that because he's like a poor man's Kamara. He's going to catch those balls. He's going to get a lot of them. So I ain't mad at Eckler right there. I had him earlier. I had him at 10, I think.
In 19, he had a top 5 finish, top 3 finish.
Yeah. So
I think he got the ability to rewrite that, just because he got better quarterback play, he got better defensive play over there. Chargers are going to be a nice little something to contend with, man, over there, as long as they can continue to put it together. And now they got an offensive mind out there, you know what I'm saying, at the helm that can probably really tap into that young boy out there, man. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
I look forward to a lot of Chiefs and Charger games, man, for the next 10 years probably if Herbert and Mahomes stay healthy.
Yeah, they invested into the O-line too, though. They brought the number 1 center over from Green Bay, and then they first overall draft pick was the boy Slater out of Northwestern. You know what I mean? They trying to invest into that offense. You know what I mean? Especially with Herbert over there. The way that he went out last year and showed what he can do without no offseason, getting thrown into the fire, without an Eckler. You know what I mean? The sky's the limit, especially for that offense. And then, Derwin James coming back, Joey Bosa coming back.
Hey, you know
They
what?
got squad over
Look, we
there,
ain't
bro.
supposed to talk about defense, but I seen a stat that Derwin James missed 22 games in the last 3 seasons. God
Definitely,
damn.
definitely.
2
That's a
seasons.
lot of
Remember, I was
games, man.
mad. Remember, we was mad that the Niners didn't grab him. I'm not mad no more.
I got 22
Well,
Best
games.
see, they
ability,
picked him, but
Wow.
we did have a chance to get him. I think
yeah,
that's the year we took the boy from
McGlinchey
Notre
or
Dame,
something.
McGlinchey. I think we
Hmm.
took McGlinchey over him.
Turned out to be good. My number 11 is Joe Mixon. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm gonna grab him this year if I get him. You know, man, it's that first 2 rounds is so nasty. You know what I'm saying? When we look at like the top, we do these rankings for top 15. I always try to imagine like how high am I going to rank a guy based on like who would I take over them? Like, am I willing? If I got the reason I didn't have Joe Mixon in my top 10, which he's at 11, so it's close enough, but really high, like a lot of people, is because I can't see myself grabbing him over a lot of running backs. Not because I don't think he's capable, but maybe I'm scarred a little bit from the recency bias. But if you able to get him in the 3rd round this year, which he might be slipping, you know what I'm saying, just based on last year, because a lot of people go on recency bias, you're going to be happy about that. I got Joe Mixon out there, man. I think that offense is going to be, pick up where they left off when he wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? The receiving core, everything they got going, I think he's going to help Burrow, you know what I'm saying, coming off the fresh ACL. You got to let him help his quarterback out, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm going with Joe Mick, man. Joe Mick.
Go ahead, JD.
Yeah, I got Mixon at 12, and a couple of things that popped off to me with Mixon is in the 6 games that he played, he had 119 carries, 26 targets with 21 receptions, with a 42-point game in Week 5 against the motherfucking Ravens. You know what I mean? And some of them games he wasn't giving out the producing the value that you got him in last year's draft, which you was probably taking him at the end of the 1st round, beginning of the 2nd round. But yet, I mean, in them 6 games, 119 carries. I can't do the math right now, but that's probably like 20 carries a game, though, bro. 100% on top of averaging motherfucking maybe 4 targets a game. That's 24 touches in 6 weeks per week. Come on, man. With the 42-point game, I don't know how many running backs last year put up 42-point games, but, volume is key. It's king in fantasy. You know what I mean? 100%, doggy. Yeah, I'm on the Mixon train this year. I've never drafted Mixon ever. I think if he's going somewhere at that back end of that 2nd into that 3rd, that's a steal, especially if you get him for the whole 15, 16 weeks, even the whole 17 weeks. Nah, he's gonna put up 100%, dog.
Hey, you know what's crazy too with
him.
Mixon? Not to cut you off, but even if he gets 16, 17 carries a game, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Even if he don't get them 20-something. But I will say this. Samaje Perine is one of the running backs that I would have to have if I got Mixon. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a bruiser, you know what I'm saying? Red zone. He may not have the yards or whatnot that Mixon could get you, but he going to get you a few catches. Even though they brought a running back in, the young rookie, to take on the Geo role. But somebody like Perine, if Mixon go down, get him because he's going to be a red zone threat.
Yeah, I have Mixon at 9, just based off of his capability alone. And for whatever reason, I got a lot of confidence in the Bengals, but only with Joey B under the helm. If he's at the helm, I see a lot of things opening up for the Bengals. That's just going to take a lot of pressure off that offensive line, and the best way to do that is to feed that running back, man. Joe Mixon has bell cow ability, you know what I'm saying, with the ability to pass protect, as gives him 3rd down pass catching opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So all of that to me factors in. He's one of those running backs that, again, he got to be able to put it together. But with such a young team and him being a little more of a veteran, it might be a little difficult. But that talent is definitely there. for no later than a mid-second round pick at that, to me.
Yeah, you winning in a mid-second. I mean, you're getting a workhorse. You know what I'm saying? You're getting a easy start every week. Let's go to your number 12, Workz, because yours is this. Your 12 is a little higher than ours. This person, who you got at 12?
Carson, yeah. So, yeah, man, I like Chris Carson, man. I always have. He's another one of those cats that have been bitten pretty hard by the injury bug. But what I also see is Pete's gonna have to open it up over there, which is gonna inadvertently open it up for his run game more so than what he thinks. You know, letting Russ get out there and spread that ball around the way his receivers won't is just going to open up more of an offense for Chris Carson to be a terror out there. And that's another 3 down back. You know, now I have probably a lot higher injury concern in reference to him, but I think a lot of my prognosis in terms of these picks, you know, is more so based on talent than recency bias, you know. So I think for Chris Carson, man, I just think he has the ability to put it together, man. And I know Russ is going to have to lean on him. You know, Russ Cooks no more, run around the field no more. So Russ is going to have to play more of a controlled type of quarterbacking style, which means he's going to have to rely on that running game a little more.
Yeah, so, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Carson is one of those guys I've never had, but it's because of where he goes. You know what I'm saying? He goes at the point where I always got to decide on somebody I like versus somebody I'm scared of. But I don't knock Carson being where you got him. Like, looking at my top 15, like I could see him going over David Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? And they pretty close where I got him. We'll talk about that. Or I could see him going over a CEH. You know what I'm saying? I could see him going over a Gibson. You know what I'm saying? Based on him staying healthy, like you said. But it sucks when, you know, you got to think about, he played 12 games, he played 14 games, he played 13 games. And when he plays, you know he's a beast. One thing I think about him, though, I was just saying this to somebody else on the Bears, Brews, and Bros last night. Man, I think him and Saquon just got too many muscles, bro. Like, maybe their body can't handle it. I know he had the arm injury, you know what I'm saying, the 1 year. I ain't gonna put him on it, but damn, y'all just too buff, man. Lighten up on the creatine or something, man.
I think in Chris Carson's case, he absorbs a lot of contact. You know what I'm saying? He's a contact runner. So he's actually looking to make that contact and work through the contact rather than work around it. You know what I'm saying? So with Saquon being more of a work around the contact type of back, I would say that's the biggest difference. Although I can understand how you correlate the two, because both of them are too big in terms of size. You know what I'm saying? To be getting as hurt as they do.
Because, you know, they got the pictures going around of Carson real buff like they used to do with the DK. And then I'm like, man, you dudes, man, you must –
it ain't no reason to get that buff,
strong man. Ass dudes, man.
Y'all, it ain't no reason to get that strong, man. You know, I'm not gonna name. You know, there was a couple of players that I know that played with NFL vet, man. They used to play for the Rams, man, running back. They said his body wasn't really built like much, but the running back is so cold. It'd be so it'd be wrong for me to speak on that man's name on live on camera. You know, so you know that would be more of an off camera story that I could tell the fellas, man. But yeah, man, it's more about what your body style is, man. You know, you don't gotta be super buff to go play running back in the NFL, man. It's just can you build your strength up enough and your body up enough to where you can just take that contact. And adding muscle ain't always the trick, man. And that's an honest fact.
So my 12 was Gibson, so we'll skip that. JD, who you got at 12?
So I got Carson in my 14 at 14, but my thing is, you know what I mean, like how he was talking about if he could put it together in a healthy season. But what he was doing last year is partaking into the passing game. You know what I mean? 46 targets and he was averaging 3.8 a game, damn near 4 targets a game. And he had 37 receptions, which averaging out to 3 receptions per game. You know what I mean? And 287 yards, which was 20th in the league, bruh. That's big. You don't think it's Chris Carson as a PPR back. But if you can average that out to a 16-game season, 4 targets a game and 3 receptions per game, you know, I ain't too big on doing math right now, but that's damn near like 60 receptions, bruh, 55 receptions in a 16-game season. You give him one healthy full season on the yards, because we know he's getting the touches. That's for sure. He's getting the carries for sure, 100% in that backfield, bruh. But if he's bringing what he brought to the table last year before he went down in the receiving game, he's on my radar. He's on my radar because I got him in my top 15. He's a running back that I want on my team, especially if I'm going 2 receivers in the tight end in the first 3, and if I get him in the 4th round, I'm happy with him as my RB1, 100%. And if I get 10 games out of him, I might be able to sell high on him and ship him off and try and get somebody that's up and coming or something, or rework my roster construction. 100%. Nah, I'm on the Chris Carson train this year. 100%.
No, that's a great point. Like you said, those receptions at the beginning of the season before he got hurt, 6, 3, 3, 4, 7. You know what I'm saying? And his first game, he had 2 touchdowns that was receptions. And I mean, I'm with you. And another thing that I like about him, I mean, I got him at 15. Like I said, he could have been moved up. Like, one thing I like about Carson that I look at with running backs too is who's behind you. You know what I'm saying? Penny, they say, oh, he look a little slimmer, cool. DJ Dallas, nobody that I'm scared of. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, they'll take his spot if he get hurt. But are we worried about Penny going crazy and them not using Carson no more? Like, no. Like, it's there for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm messing with Carson. And this is probably the first time I ever had him ranked this high. Like, I really don't mess with Carson because anybody know me, they be like, man, stop saying injuries. I just can't help it. Like, I get scarred. You know what I'm saying? But I've never had Carson in the league ever. I swear, it's crazy. Maybe have him this year. Who knows? Who we got at let's go with JD. Let's go with your number 13. Who you got at 13?
Oh, I got your boy Najee. Najee at 13, just based on that, he coming into the league. He does have the draft capital. We haven't seen it before. But something that jumped out onto me was his last season totals, which was 1,466 yards on the ground with a total of 30 TDs and 43 receptions, bruh. Volume is king. We talking about people not being there or the person behind them in the depth chart. I don't think none of them guys over there is threatening him. And, the draft capital, he's a number 1 pick. You said they haven't took last week on the show. You said that the Steelers haven't drafted a running back in the first round and I don't know how long. You know what I mean? And we seen what, Big Ben's arm went a little fuddy-duddy last year, you know what I mean? But that's because they had to rely on a 39, 38-year-old quarterback throwing 40, 50 times a game. I think he even threw like 55 times in one game last year, 55 attempts.
And that's why they lost 5 straight.
And the cold thing is, with them jumping out 11-0, that defense also was winning them games. It was even the Pittsburgh's defense was winning fantasy managers games last year, putting up 20s and shit like that. And without no run game. So you give me, even though Bud Dupree gone, I think Mike Hilton gone. They signed great contracts. I think Bud Dupree in Tennessee. I forgot where Hilton went. But you just said it with Gibson. The best thing to a defense is a running back, or the best thing to a running back is a defense. You play ball control. So here it is. You got Najee, a bruiser, 6'2", 230. He ain't no little guy out there, you know what I mean? And he getting, they might not ramp him up with 25 touches at the beginning because they want to have him fresh for down the road, you know what I mean? So they might bring him along slowly but surely. But come towards, week 7, week 8, he's going to be getting 25 touches, 20 carries and 5 receptions or 5 targets, you know what I mean? Definitely big, bruh. So, yeah, I'm fucking with Najee. It's just where, how I'm feeling froggy on
draft. You don't have to reach to get it.
I've had good success rate in the first round with rookie running backs, but in that 3rd round, in my redrafts, in my home leagues, I've had terrible success rate with rookies. So he's a first round running back with the draft capital. So he's going somewhere up in there. So I might try and jump on that train and ride that train out.
Get your guys.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to put. I'm not going to go that high with somebody like Najee, to be honest. But don't get me wrong with the measurables. That boy, man, he ran that rock so hard down there in the SEC that he's automatically a transferable piece to me. He's one of the running backs that shouldn't be a miss. He shouldn't be a miss running back. You know, that I'll be highly surprised if he's a miss running back. So you having him that high, I totally respect it. You know what I'm saying? Just based on capability is there. Like you said, he's going to get those carries because what is a Pittsburgh quality team without a running game? You know what I mean? So, yeah, they got to get back to that to protect Ben. So I totally see why you got him right there.
Yeah, I'm messing with Najee. You know, I had him at number 8, I think. I just think the opportunity is amazing for him. You know what I'm saying? He's in the right situation. And, you know, the Steelers team reporter, Kikawala, Didi Kikawala, she said straight up on NFL Network, he catches the ball better than Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I got that on right now. I'm watching the training camp shit right now.
Hey, that's a lot to say. She said that on day one. He catches the ball better than Le'Veon Bell, you know. And he comes from that Northern California, man.
He runs routes too, though. That's another thing.
And you know, he's familiar with him. That's 100%. His little protege, man. Shout out to MJD. You know what I'm saying?
He say he can run routes, dog. He just like Mixon. He say Mixon can run routes like receivers, bruh.
Najee is gonna be a top 10, top 8 running back. But like you said, do you got the guts to grab him in the first? I don't. But you hope that he's there in the second somewhere where you could pair him with somebody in that first. You know what I'm saying? But get your guys. Get your guy. Woods said, whoa, he don't agree with that, Najee. Woods either playing smoke screen because he want Najee or he just, you know, but that's why I love Dynasty. I gave up dinner the house to go get Najee Harris. I gave up CEH, a first round pick, and some more stuff just to go get Najee Harris in that first round. So I'm definitely a believer in Najee. We're gonna see, man. We definitely gonna revisit these when it comes time. Let's see. Workz 13. What you got?
I got Dobbins right there at that 13 spot. You know, and a lot of it is due to the fact that, you know, they're going to have to change that offensive style down there in Baltimore, you know, and it's going to be a matter of can Lamar make that adjustment to be more of a pocket QB and stop relying on his athleticism to try to take them as far as they can get. Because once you get deep into that playoffs, man, it's done. That's not working. You got to be able to turn that offense over to your running back and turn that offense over to your wideouts. They got a little few more weapons out there on the outside out there in Baltimore now. So, you know, I'm hoping Lamar can take that next step. But for him to do it, he's gonna have to take some of the onus off himself and give it to that young bull Dobbins, man. I think he earned it. I think toward the end of that season last year, man, he hit the gas and really stepped on him, man. It was a real critical piece for them down the stretch. So, you know, I expect to see more of that coming from Dobbins. So, you know, I mean, if I got him on that back end of that first round or even on that double back pick, oh yeah, I got to go get him on that double back pick because he can turn around and be something real critical down the way. Woo! In terms of fantasy football, I like Dobbins a lot. And I think a lot of it is because he has big play capability. And that's what that offense needs. Somebody that can stretch that field. And he had a lot. I think he had over 10 plus runs over 10 yards, I believe it was. So, yeah, man, that's somebody that can get that ball into that secondary. And if you can do that, you got the ability to get to that house for longer runs.
Only reason I'd be scared to get him in that first round is because of Lamar's rushing ability. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's inevitable he's going to take some rushing touchdowns from him. So that would be the difference for me spending that. I don't even think I would spend the second round on him, me personally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like we said, in that same situation with Gibson, if you get to the back of the second and it's a whole bunch of receivers you like and maybe running backs is thin because people loaded up on running backs early, I could see if I believe in him grabbing him right there. So I'm not even gonna argue that. I got a question for y'all just to rewind a little bit. Najee or JT with no wins?
Najee. I'm going Najee, no wins.
Najee.
Because they're not done.
Najee.
I don't think that they're gonna go into those 5 to 12 weeks with a motherfucking
Henley,
Jacob Eason
and Henley. They signed Henley,
Brett Hundley.
Hunley from Green Bay. They might go get Foles.
Yeah, so it's not official yet, but what I'm saying is, the way that their roster is constructed, they're built to contend with Tennessee right now. Jacksonville and Houston ain't doing nothing, so they're a win now team, and they're not gonna go into the first 5 weeks with a Jacob Eason. So they'll make a move. I said in our in one of our dynasty chats that if I'm hoping that they will come and call about motherfucking Jimmy and give us a second round pick, 100%, turn that second round in maybe and go get the boy out of Miami to solidify the defense. You know what I mean? We do have a second round pick to offer to go get Xavier. You know what I mean?
Only reason I ain't rocking with that, JD, I think we ain't gonna talk too much about QBs, right? Even though we are, but I don't want to give up Jimmy if an injury happens and we only got one of them quarterbacks, our season's done again. We got to keep both of them, bro, and then get Jimmy up out of there.
But Jimmy is proven.
I'll put it to you like this.
But Jimmy is proven not to play a 16-game season already, though.
The fire's lit.
Depend on getting there.
I'll put it to you like this. I'm gonna take Najee over JT in that because JT is damn near guaranteed to see an 8-man box every week, whereas Najee, he's gonna be a light box. He's going to be a light box with all that weaponry Ben got at his disposal. I don't care if Ben could only throw the ball 10 yards downfield. It's still weaponry you got to respect out there. So there's just more opportunity and more lanes that I see for Najee without JT having that QB Wentz back there, man.
Nah, I feel that, but fucking Phillip Rivers wasn't doing a whole lot last year.
But he's still Phillip Rivers,
though. There wasn't no weapons on the outside last year. In India, and then
they got the same weapons they did last year right now.
But what I'm saying is, in fucking JT also did his damage on a 50% opportunity share as well. 100%.
We know who you're targeting in the first round because he's still a Hall of Fame player.
You go throwing words in my mouth. You asked the question, and I'm making my case for the guy that I would rather have.
I'll fucking with you. I'll say, oh, you buffer, man.
But my thing about Dobbins is, though, not only would Lamar Jackson take TDs away from him, but he's also taking carries away from him. Dobbins is only going to get 15 carries a game, 100%. Right. And then he also got Gus the Bus back here as well, who's going to get a 10.
And they did pay Gus, too.
It's going to be 40 rushing attempts in that offense, and Dobbins going to have to do his damage on 15 carries. And I don't think he's going to be able to do what my boy Nick Chubb Rock do on 15 carries a game. I don't see that.
You know what I like, though? A lot of them carries is going to be on plays where they don't know if him or Lamar is taking it. Read options. You know what I'm saying?
I feel it. And then the last 4 games of the season, I think he only had like 4 receptions. That's another thing.
But they making a point to get him the ball, even though they added some. I like the fact that they added some pass catchers on the team. And that's going to keep them a little more honest, too. They couldn't do it with just Hollywood last year. So if you say the improvements with the Batemans and the Tyvon Wallace and Sammy Watkins, still got Andrews. I like Dobbins. I'm comfortable with Dobbins in the top 15. I don't have him there, though.
Yeah, he didn't crack my 15 just based on I don't think he can do that damage on 15 carries a game.
He didn't crack my 15 because of who I got. You know what I'm saying, at this next one. So I'm going to go with my number 14. Since we on 14, y'all did 13. Workz, your 13 was Dobbins. JD, your 13 was Najee. My 13 was CEH. I'm going to go with CEH. I was high on him last year. You know what I'm saying? They still got one of the Williams. They say Jerick McKinnon's looking good right now. You know what I'm saying, which can come and go, his history. But I like CEH. You know what I'm saying? I could see him, if we talk about somebody that's probably only going to get 14, 15 carries, I kind of put him and Dobbins in the same situation, but I like the Chiefs' offense better. You know what I'm saying? And I think CEH showed flashes. I think his problem was that they didn't use him in the red zone at all because Mahomes is always throwing it no matter what. But I think they might change it a little bit this year. Like you had said last episode, Workz, they can't just keep letting Mahomes run around, making the play, scrambling on some Big Ben. Like they got to get back to, get to some basics. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it right. So I got CEH right there.
Yeah, I can respect that. I can respect CEH being right there, considering, I got CEH. I think I got him at 15.
Yeah.
And I think, and some of the same principle behind it, I kind of expected a lot out of him, considering I seen the type of talent he is, and it seemed like an easy plug-in to that Mahomes style of play. But last year, I really seen how that Mahomes style of play can kind of take all the way away from that running back position in a lot of circumstances. So, they were a little too far unbalanced. And I know Andy Reid is like, nah, we're not having that unbalanced offense because it's part of what hurt them. They could not run the ball, and it let Tampa Bay pin their ears back on them. So, at the end of the day, man, I think CEH has the ability to jump up in there and be a first-round running back, but at the same time, it's just a lot of balls that have to get spread around, a lot of touchdowns that got to go in other directions where running back or where weapons are being paid more. So, it's a lot to dish out there in Kansas City to expect for him to have top 10 talent type of numbers.
Good thing about him too, you'll definitely be able to get him in that third, fourth round because people are scarred from last year. You know what I'm saying? I think so. Third, fourth round, redraft, you'll be able to get CEH around that spot. The show.
My thing with CEH is I got him at 15. He only played 13 games last year, but he was used in the red zone. The boy had 32 red zone touches, which was 21st in the league, and then he had 8 goal line carries, which was 14th in the league. Where he was unlucky was his touchdowns. The boy only had 5 total TDs, which was 30th in the league. So he was used in the red zone and in the green line area, 100%. Then another thing is with CEH is he had 55 targets, which was 14th in the league. He's going to get them receptions. He had 36 receptions, which was 19th in the league, and then 297 yards in receiving, which was 19th in the league. So he's going to get he was well used last year. It's just that he didn't convert those 8 goal line carries into TDs, which if he would have just had 5 of them 8, which would have put him at 10 TDs, it would have upped him in the rankings, or in the final scoring of the running back position, without a doubt. And then he had 803 yards, so he was that's damn near 1,100 yard season for his rookie season, which it was more of a passing offense, you know what I mean? And with a bum-ass offensive line. Now with the investments they done made in the offensive line and the damage that he did last year, and we can't predict TDs. TDs is one of the most hardest things to predict in fantasy, and to see his usage in his rookie season, definitely. I'm feeling CEH. 100%.
I'm gonna keep it real, JD.
I had him, and I took him in both of my main leagues. You know, I mean, I know we all in the same leagues together, but my 2 main home leagues, I jumped on him quickly. You know what I mean? And took him in the first round, 100%, dog. That's how high I was on him, and he did pay dividends to the motherfuckers that didn't jump on him early in the first round. Now, if you was able to wait on him in that second last year, which I don't know how highly of a thing that was, but yet he did pay dividends. It's just that the boy didn't score touchdowns, because I'm looking at his usage right now, 181 carries, which was 17th in the league, rep, as a rookie, and he only played 13 games. The boy produced. He was just unlucky to score, and we seen him where he fell at the 1 yard line. We seen TDs get called back a few times during the season on him, man. We did all our episodes during the season on a Monday night. The Kansas City Chiefs played a lot of Monday night games, and I'm sitting while we doing the show, like this motherfucker, he just the unluckiest motherfucker there is, dog. 100%.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why them numbers is a little flawed, though, JD. When you say he was using the red zone, the Chiefs don't get to the red zone a lot. They were number 16 in the league in red zone percentage. You know why? Because they usually scoring way before they get to the red zone. You know what I'm saying? And when they were getting there, they were having a problem. I think those stats are a little flawed when you look at him only having 8
carries.
Hold on, him having 8 goal line touches. I feel you, but how many is a normal running back probably getting? 8 is not a lot. Single digits for your running back to get a goal line carry, and not saying that he's the only one.
But he's top 15 in the league in goal line touches, so he had opportunities to score.
I'm just saying he wasn't used a lot in the red zone. Like you got, they were the worst.
Red zone touches was top 20.
Bro, 20 is 32 teams. He's at the back half. He ain't even in the first half of the shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was used enough in the red zone for where we all drafted him. I drafted him high in Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? You drafted him high in redraft. We didn't expect that. We expected it to be the Andy Reid running back that we're used to with the talent. We did. And I think they get back to that this year. So I'm with y'all. Got him in the top 15. Otherwise, I wouldn't if I didn't believe. So I just thought that was a little, you know what I'm saying? The stat was one of those stats where it was a bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs, they always score way before they get to the red zone. That's how their offense is, and that's why they have problems. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, being in the bottom half of the league in red zone percentage that's not Chiefs football. You know what I'm saying? Number 16.
I feel it, doggy. I like what I seen last year from you, 100%. I think he was just unlucky in not scoring.
No, I'm with you. We for sure seen a lot of situations. I'm with you. Like we both had him. It was times where we was like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? For sure, at least I remember at least 2 callbacks, you know what I'm saying? For sure. I'm with you on that one. Woods with you too. He about to have a great year, you know what I'm saying? Woodrow, the Wire Wizard. Let's see who we got. How we got at 4. We said we had 14. Let's go with what's your 14 Workz? Because you got somebody in here that I don't expect.
Ro Jones, man. Yeah, Ronald Jones, man. I like Ronald Jones. I like everything he comes with. I just don't like the fact that he's not a pass catching running back. If Tom can get any type of pass catching ability out of Ro Jones, that kid got the ability to really be like a 1,200 yard back, and this is ability, 1,200 yard back with about 400 yards receiving. You know what I'm saying? And he can be a touchdown scorer too, to be quite honest. It just kind of depends on where that offense goes to under Tom. If it's looking how I look more so in the playoffs, Tom is going to load up and put that rock in the Ro Jones' hand, man, to prolong himself. So that's the one thing you got to pay attention to in reference to that as well. The older Tom gets, he's going to rely more and more on that run game and getting that ball out quick. So if he can give anything to them in the pass game, that's a solid snatch right there.
I ain't mad at Ro Jones 15. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at it, but I don't have him that high because of, I think Tom, they won the Super Bowl, and now Tom is on some, look, Bruce, let me do what I do now. I came in and bought in. I did what you wanted me to do. We kind of changed it. We was getting to do. I think Brady's going to throw for as many passes as he could throw this year. But talent-wise, to me, Rojo is the most talented running back in that offense, and it's not Fournette. And he's falling. Like Wood said, Rojo is falling. So he's a running back that you'll be able to get 5th, 6th round probably, unless everybody is loaded up on running backs, and it's a whole bunch of people that's just getting thin. You know what I'm saying? Rojo's going to be a steal for somebody, but they still got Fournette. They brought Gio in to catch some balls, so I can't put him in my top 15. I don't even know if he's going to be in my top 20, but if he is, it'll probably be like 19, 20. I'll give you my my number 14 is David Montgomery. No, wait, what you think about Rojo, JD?
I can respect that.
I mean, I wouldn't have him there, but I had to go dig up something right quick. How many more goal line carries do you think Derrick Henry had more than CEH? Do you think it's double digits?
I don't know, because Tannehill was letting it loose in the red zone. Jonnu had a lot of games. They run a lot of Derrick Henry play action and throw. Like Tannehill had a lot of touchdowns, and a lot of them was in that red zone. So I might probably not that many. What is it?
15. Yeah,
that's double.
Line carries.
That's double. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 7 more than CEH had. For real, bro, that's not a lot, dog. That's not a lot, bro. For him to be the 2,000-yard man, 2K man, and big bruiser down there, I just had to go look for a second and compare that with him. You know what I mean? Just to kind of, reiterate my stance on CEH.
That's a big difference, though. That's double.
I mean, it's Derrick Henry though, and he was.
Will said that's it. Will said that's it.
You gotta kind of break that down by the possession, though. You know what I'm saying? That's seven red zone carries, and in most red zone opportunities, a running back's not even going to carry the ball 2 times. You know what I'm saying? In today's NFL, he might get that 1 time to carry the rock in the end zone.
They got to run the play.
You know what I'm saying?
So Henry gonna get 3. If Derrick Henry on the 1-yard line and they don't punch it in the
but the goal line ain't always the one, though.
Huh?
The goal line ain't the one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the goal line is inside the 10.
Yeah, but I'm saying 10 yards is a big difference.
He's gonna get the ball.
You know, he ain't gonna get it 3 times if they 10 yards away.
And it's in his first down and go. Derrick Henry gonna get at least 2 attempts.
But that's why Tannehill was able to kill in the red zone. Go look at Tannehill red zone numbers. The play action was going nutty, even when Jonnu was having a touchdown a game. Like I just think
Jonnu was scoring a touchdown a game.
At one point, hell yeah, at the beginning, it was off of play actions and gadgets. And not the whole season. Obviously, he fell off, but at the beginning, he was scoring like a touchdown a game. The red zone was going crazy.
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
Who got a better offense, the Chiefs or the Titans?
The Chiefs. You got to say the Chiefs.
Have to.
You got to say the Chiefs.
Rojo, though, bro. You know what I mean? He got Leonard Fournette there. They brought in motherfucking my dog Giovanni Bernard. You know what I mean? I think it's too much competition over there for him to be a top 15 back. It ain't saying that he can't produce to be a top 15 back, but I don't think the opportunity is going to be there for him. Somebody going to have to go down. Whether it mainly would have to be Fournette because he's the only one that's going to threaten him on first and second down. Neither one of them is going to threaten Gio on third down. That's for damn sure. I sent somebody. I forgot who had Rojo in the dynasty last year, but I sent a gift of somebody with Butterfingers. They was trying to catch the ball and they had Butterfingers in their hands. That's
you
what
was
Rojo
calling him Nojo. It was Wood that had him, I think. NJD had him in redraft.
Yeah, but he definitely has the capability because in the first 6-7 weeks he hit for like 700 yards.
Yeah,
he was balling in the first half of the season, but when they made that they brought Fournette in. I think Fournette got cut, and they signed him quickly. Fournette, totally X that boy out the game plan. Oh my mama.
Let's go with my number 14. I got David Montgomery. I see neither one of y'all got him in your top 15. All I keep reading about is how faster he looks, how hungry he is. Then the report came out today. He got a chip on his shoulder. And, obviously, emotions aren't going to drive a running back if he got skill or don't got skill. But I like what's set up for him. I like Fields in there. I don't think Dalton's going to last. Dalton might play week 1 just because they're playing the Rams, you know what I'm saying, or the first half of week 1 until they, you know what I'm saying. But I like the setup for him. I like the receiving core over there, you know what I'm saying, with Mooney and Robinson. I like how Montgomery ended the year. Tariq Cohen is still not back from his injury. They did go get Williams from the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? They did draft a running back, Khalil Herbert, who they say is kind of nice. But I think everything's pointing for Montgomery to pick up where he left off. Now, is he going to be the number 4 running back? No, I would have had him in my top 10 if I thought he was going to be that again. But he'll be a hell of a steal if you can get him, well, I mean, he's been going in the third rounds the first year he was a rookie damn near based off of hype. You know what I'm saying? But if you can get Montgomery in that 4th, 5th round, he's somebody that, like you said with Carson, if he's your 4th player picked in your RB1, I'm juiced with having Montgomery as my running back 1, but that would be because I got a lot of receivers and I'm stacked at the other positions.
Shout out to my dog,
Jimmo.
What's up, Brody? Yes, sir.
The icon.
Yes,
my
sir.
guy.
The motherfucking sandwich draft coming up tomorrow, man. You know what I mean? Hot pastrami, doggy, on motherfucking wheat bread with mayo, mustard,
and no cheese.
Fucking pepperoncinis, nigga. On my mama, Jimmo. I need to see the hot pastrami in the top 5, doggy. 100%. Shout out to my dog, man. But yeah, to get back on topic, man, I ain't mad at the Montgomery pick. No, I don't got him in my top 15. You know what I mean? The schedule was soft last year. You know, they brought in motherfucking Damian. You know what I mean? Khalil, you know, it's talent back there. You know, he was the end all be all once they had Cordero last year, I think, too. Yeah. You know what I mean? But he was an end all be all once Tyreek went down. You know, he just went to going crazy, you know, and then if you go look at the last 6 weeks of the schedule, you know, they played all boo-boo run against or run defenses. Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? So, you know, he was the benefactory of soft defense. Opportunity was there, which is there again this year. I mean, Damian is a 29-year-old running back, you know, who's coming off of COVID, sitting out, so we don't know what he gonna look like. The 5th round pick, Herbert, you know, we don't know what he gonna do in the NFL. So the opportunity is there. You know what I mean? The offense should be a whole lot better with the boy Fields. You know what I mean? But you know, I didn't have him in my top 15.
Here's my question for you. Obviously, JT talent is pretty good. Why people have him ranked high, but if you didn't like Montgomery's schedule at the end of the year, what about JT's? They played damn near the 4 worst run defenses in the league. And another thing too is, do we know what defenses is really good and soft other than the obvious ones this year? You know what I'm saying? That's why it'd be kind of hard. I mean, we know the Steelers, the Redskins, the Ravens always play tough. The 49ers should be back, but it's still, you know, kind of, you know, I'm going with opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I love him in that top 15. I probably could have put him over CEH for me, my opinion, but I went with the Chiefs offense. You know what I'm saying? But that was just my question. You know, does the schedule, what makes JT's schedule at the end? Is it just because you know that the Colts is a way better overall team and he's going to have more opportunities, or why do you ignore
Well, I mean,
JT's
he didn't have
schedule?
more opportunities because JT was still fighting with Naheem, and he did his damage with somebody else over there. You know what I mean? David Montgomery was the end all be all, so they had to give him the rock. 100%.
It might be this year too, though.
You know, when who was it out there last year? It was a combination of Foles and fucking who else was out there? It was musical chair. Oh, fucking the boy that's Buffalo, Trubisky. My bad to my Chicago guys, man, you know, but Trubisky is a busky, 100%, you know, and they was doing, but Trubisky caught fire last year at the end of the year. Another, you know what I mean, as another thing that played a key role into that too, though. You know, once they threw his ass back in there, you know, they went on a playoff run. That's what they did do. You know what I mean? It's just my thing is with my guy JT, he got real competition back there. And for him to be doing his damage where he did it on a 50% opportunity share, you know what I mean? You know,
is Hines really that competition? And what about Matt coming back this
Hines
year?
Really that competition? He was doing work, just not on third down though.
I mean, he was catching the ball.
Phillip Rivers is the king of the checkdowns, you know, 100%. But also my guy JT, you know, 44 targets with 36 receptions on 300 yards. And wasn't getting the ball at the beginning of the season. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see what last year production can translate into the following year. And for me with JT, I can see everything that he did last year going up another notch, a way bigger notch, even with their starting quarterback going out, because they're not going to go into the season with a fucking Jacob Eason.
And just for the record, y'all, we talking about JT because my question was, when you look at, a lot of people say Montgomery's schedule was weaker at the end, plus Cohen was out, so he was used more. I'm just comparing, do people ignore what JT's schedule was last year at the end of the year, how soft it was compared to the production he had? But, that was just a question for you. I don't disagree or have any which way, but, I got Montgomery in my top 15. Workz, you messing with Montgomery? Obviously not. Neither one of y'all got him in your top 15, but how far away is he?
He's not that far away at all for me, because what I think we're going to see is Justin Fields take over, and that's just going to open up all type of other opportunities that we haven't seen Montgomery having the ability to get. So I think that's going to help him out a lot, to be honest. So yeah, man, I can see him within that 15 to 18 range for me, I would say. I don't think I can name in this range. I don't think I can name 3 or 4 backs that are better at this point. So as far as the ability, it's definitely there. And I've been reading a lot of the same things, that he's looking hungry, So, hungry back, nice young QB that's going to eventually take over. Washington got some pieces over there to try to make some noise with, in that north. So I think he'll be all right. I can respect him at 15.
That's right. What shit? It looked like we all covered everybody, because Workz, your 15 was CEH and JD, yours was CEH. So 11 through 15, that was, we pretty consistent there. We got Rojo that slid in there. We got Najee who was in our top 10, but not your guys's. We got Montgomery slid in there different. We got Dobbins in there, and we're probably one of the podcasts that probably isn't as high on Dobbins as most people are, because he's been going high. You know what I'm saying? Workz, you along with everybody, and I got Dobbins in a couple of dynasty leagues. I love Dobbins for sure, but I just look at, you know what I'm saying, who's that surefire for me, and I kind of like those other guys, but he's not far behind. He might be at 16.
Right.
Well, look, y'all, Heart2Start podcast, man. We just brought y'all these, getting y'all ready for these redraft leagues, man. If you haven't already checked them out or drafted your team, you definitely want to keep tapping in with us. We're going to keep finishing this out for y'all. Y'all got anything to say to the people on the way out?
Man, hey, man.
It's here, bro. Fantasy season here, man. When you got on the NFL Network from after NFL AM, which is like from over here on the West Coast, start at like 4-5 in the morning, and it go to 9, and then the next show after that is the training camp show all the way to 6 p.m. That lets you know that football is here. And this Saturday, I think it is the Hall of Fame game. So from this week all the way to February, doggy, you know what it is? It's going to be a game on every motherfucking week, dog.
Hey, man, if you ain't in fantasy shape, if you're not in fantasy shape right now, man, then you lagging, man. You got to be in fantasy shape right about now, man. And if you need to have a fantasy training camp, man, this is why we here, man. Come check us out, man. Heart2Start Fantasy, man, with the fantasy training camp.
Pull-ups and your calisthenics and your buffing. My cousin been in the gym trying to get ready, woo-wop. You know what I mean? So, he getting tuned up physically, but we trying to tune you up, you motherfuckers up mentally, to draft the right motherfuckers at the right spot. So, you know what I mean? 100%, man.
Make your next move your best move, like a chess move, man. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, doggy.
Wood said he got next year's Robinson. He's funny with that. Hey, imagine needed next year's James Robinson to win your league. It ain't always going to happen, man.
I got one thing for him, though. Shout out to Woodrow, because the motherfucker had CMC and was able to stay alive in the whole year without having CMC, doggy. 100% based on that he had Aaron Jones and James Robinson, and he was the first motherfucker to go get James Robinson.
Who hotter than me? Who hotter than me? That's what we was saying. Who hotter than me?
Did that.
Hey, give him this credit for winning the Heart2Start league too, man. You said you still ain't gave him that, JD. He said you was caressing.
Why do I
Hold on. He said you was caressing that trophy in the background for the Ashy, but he said you didn't mention nothing on the podcast about him winning the Heart2Start 14-team league.
Hold on. Now, okay, my rebuttal is he in the Heart2Start chat? Has he been in the studio for Heart to be on the broadcast before? So basically, he's Heart2Start. So why should I have to say anything about it when he can bring his motherfucker ass on here and talk about the championship that he won?
You're the CEO. He said you was kissing the trophy, man.
No, I haven't. Matter of fact, the cold thing is, though, I ain't talked about the trophy in a long time.
Well, it's over now. It happened. It's done. Sorry, bro.
I ain't even brought that shit up, dog.
Hey, we stay talking shit in here, man. Hey, y'all, stay COVID free, man. Start wearing your mask. Stay out here tripping. You know what I'm saying? Hey, regardless of what you think, stay safe, man. Hey, we gone. Heart2Start.